Thank you guys so much for joining me here for this very important message. This is going to serve as a major confirmation at the time and space and time that you've intersected with this transmission. This is confirmation that you have made the right decision, or you were making the right decision, especially if this is something that you've been contemplating. The way you're going to know that this is for you is because the way that you navigate this construct and then your experiential participation in this terrestrial plane looks very different from those around you. And it's mainly because your fractal awareness that's become conscious of itself once again, right? It's consciousness waking up and beginning to behave very, very differently. And you are now lucid within this system, okay? You're lucid within this terrestrial plane. And that means that you're making more conscious choices in regards to how you want to apply, and I'm hearing align yourself. And your internal vibration and frequency is aligned with a higher octave, which means that you're navigating this experience aligned with higher vibrational ways of being, which are also to become just very, very detached. I feel like you are someone who is not attached to stories that have played out. You're not creating these self-created cycles of suffering that the human can often find themselves in these, cycles internally, where you're replaying events in your head of the past and the suffering continues to exist through your mind. Instead, you're redirecting your attention and your life force and your energy towards new trajectories and new timelines. Now, when you do look at everything that's led you to this point, you can see it very clearly from the eyes of the soul and how it served as a major catalyst for growth on your path, and it's led to you actually further accelerating or rapidly creating momentum for yourself in terms of etheric growth. Now, you're making the right decision because right now and always, this third dimensional terrestrial plane and this construct is designed to move in a very specific way, which is to externalize your life force, because it's as within, so without, right? First you must sleep in order to awaken. First you must forget in order to remember. And the reason you're behaving very, very differently during this time is because you've remembered yourself. And even amongst life storms or the chaos that you can experience in this, multi-dimensional plane, you have always retreated or remembered yourself as you turn inwards and you return to the inner soul sanctuary of your own cosmic origins. So when navigating this universe and this matrix, you're now able to apply a higher level of awareness into this system, and it shifts the frameworks in which you view reality through. So you're asking yourself the question around, how is this serving as a catalyst for soul growth? And I'm hearing what is this teaching me? And also, is this of service to me? Is this a person, circumstance, location that aligns me with a timeline that is contributing towards my highest possible expansion that I want to experience while participating in this experiential terrestrial plane or this third dimension? And the way that you're moving through this density is quite buoyant. And to become buoyant is to become less dense in the medium you're immersed in. And the best way to describe it is I'm just seeing like this huge shield of protection. And this could just be your aura, there's a huge shield around you, and it's a shield of light. That's what I'm seeing, where everything is kind of bouncing off of you. And it's because I'm seeing like your Merkaba body, right? The light that folds back into itself is just you're so locked in regards to seeing this life on earth or kind of entering into this universe and you've seen other universes and you've lived other existences simultaneously. You are living other existences, and you're drawing this information, you're anchoring this information into your third dimensional experience. I'm seeing like almost verse jumping in that way, where you're downloading certain streamlines of information, and these currents are beginning to move through you, where you're not just changing the way that you navigate this construct, but you are literally changing and transforming and evolving into a higher octave. And there was a message that, what was it? I'm just seeing you become someone that's coming into this crystalline remembrance. You're ascending from a linear being into a quantum being. You're leveraging as a quantum being. And quantum is to realize that everything is vibrating in a super quantum position. And that means that this experience is very malleable. You're realizing that the illusion of solidity in this realm exists to serve you. And there's something around reality beginning to reconfigure itself around you and allocate, and I'm hearing reallocate, experiences and circumstances and people in alignment with your internal state of being. So this is what I'm seeing for you. This experience is being animated. And the way that you perceive this animation is solely dependent upon your internal state of being. So if you have a very specific wound, you will then experience and witness reality, simulate someone or something into this experience to reveal that wound to you. And that's what the mirror does. Okay, that's what I'm seeing for you. And it's an opportunity or invitation to be able to resolve some kind of disharmony within yourself in order to return to that harmonious state of being. So you know when they say the quote around triggers just reveal the place within you that is not yet free? That's what you're witnessing. And I feel like you've gone through these cyclical cycles so many times where you've now entered into this point where you're seeing your life on earth when things are animated into your experience, and the way that you perceive them is completely advanced, is the only way I can describe it, because you're existing at a higher level of understanding and awareness, where you can see the full landscape of time on your human journey, and you're aware in regards to how to apply your free will towards a trajectory that is in alignment with your highest possible expression. What's the highest possible way that I can navigate this third dimensional experience? Why has this person been summoned into my experience? Why have I attracted this opportunity? A truly enlightened being, which is really just to remember that you are a light being, right? And remembering your light once again. And other beings of light, right? Who are all sourced from the same wisdom. These are just other expressions and extensions of yourself, okay? And a truly enlightened person will begin to ask themselves the question of, what is my vibrational state to draw in this person or experience that is in resonance with me? And you're asking yourself these questions, and I'm hearing this is the relationship that you have to with your soul, okay? This is your true self. Witnessing the human get curious right now. And there's something about curiosity and you moving through this existence, asking yourself those questions and not seeking externally for the answers, but actually turning inwards. You'll realize that when the seeker is ready, the answers will find you. And there's something about you just moving through this experience receptive to alignments that always serve in the best interest and always in the benefit of soul growth. You really can not take experiences personally, because you always see them as vibrationally either aligned or maybe not aligned. Maybe these are things that you've outgrown, and there's certain people, circumstances that are kind of, I'm hearing recycling into your experience for the pure purpose of you being able to do something that you didn't do before. And I'll show you what came up for you, right? You have Herald of Change. So Herald of Change basically talks about an ending that is at hand, but he is the bearer of good news. He basically talks about, this is not something that you need to announce. This is something that is going to be witnessed. So I feel like the way that you're moving through this construct is completely aligned with your highest expression. Again, it's like you have this gamma perception where you're seeing life through the eyes of the higher self. Now, you also have Holy Grail, which is the divine feminine essence. Okay, this talks about the truth is within, right? So go within. This is like an Ace of Cups moment where it talks about self-love and the feminine principle, which is about turning inwards and nourishing and caring and tending to the human. And I'm seeing you kind of parent yourself, where you're able to provide yourself everything that you can provide yourself everything in this experience, that unconditional love, that unconditional acceptance, no matter what stage of your evolution journey that you're on. And then you also have the ending story in between worlds. So this is about you going through some kind of reinvention during this time. Maybe the way that you once navigated these experiences, you're going to get to reinforce, okay, a new way of being. So that's what I'm seeing. It's like, sorry guys, like you're no longer navigating this experience like you once had done. Instead, you're becoming a witness to how far it is that you have come, and hearing how quickly you can regulate yourself based upon things that used to trip over, used to trigger you. You're now going to be able to walk over, and it allows you to again just move through these rhythms of life in a more harmonious way, and not allowing the external stimuli, which is designed to externalize your life force or attention, to govern your internal state, or for your emotional state to be dependent upon what's going on in the external. So yeah, this is how this matrix is designed, right? To assist in your ascension. And you're not lost, you're exactly where you need to be right now. Because I'm seeing you with in between worlds. There could be things from old paradigms that are resurfacing simply for you. And I'm hearing by you actually not navigating them, these, cycles of suffering in these unconscious ways or loops, and you're no longer repeating the past, but instead you're kind of handling and navigating these experiences from a higher level of awareness and understanding where you can actually see them for the first time through the eyes of the soul. You're vibrationally outgrowing certain experiences right now. And I'm seeing this is the last kind of dance around. And I feel like a lot of this, to be honest, has to do with Saturn that's going to be entering back into Pisces in September. But this is like the last dance around, especially when it comes to experiences in the physical, experiences that are very tangible, that have happened over time. And there's something around this time, which is just your consciousness traveling into a new event. You get to do things differently. And then you also have a journey. So you're journeying through this existence a completely new way. This could be about a journey back to yourself, okay? A journey back to yourself, because you also have perspective in Rana. So where are you being called to journey to? You're being called to journey to shifting your perspective, okay? This talks about zoom out, none of this matters. So this talks about zoom out and none of this matters. This helps you really gain perspective in regards to how insignificant something that once felt so significant in your experience is. And it shows how far it is that you've come. And then you have the Three of Coins and the Empress. And these both kind of came up reversed too. So I feel like with this energy, this is about you redirecting your life force, again, tending to your internal world, right? Whatever it is that you're now birthing into creation. And okay, that's all right. You could have your eye, and it's funny because this is the message. You're redirecting your attention during this time. You're redirecting your life force. And there's certain experiences that you're no longer choosing, I'm hearing, to invest into, because it's not, I'm hearing like a collaborative energy anymore. It's like it's not assisting in your highest possible expansion. And Three of Coins is about a level up energy. Yeah, anyway, Three of Coins is about a level up energy, and the Empress is you ascending to higher frameworks of viewing this existence. You know, that's what I'm seeing. It's like an otherworldly being who's remembered themselves and realizes that they don't have to navigate this construct based upon societal expectations, right? Maybe this is about doing things out of social courtesy or social obligation. It's like you're feeling no longer obliged to do certain things, and I'm hearing that's why you're no longer aligned with certain experiences. And oh, there was another word, and that's why you're now liable. Okay, liable? Eligible. Okay, all right, something's liable, but you are now eligible for some kind of new resonant experiences that are going to be collapsing around you. I just feel like you've passed a major cycle. I'm hearing like you've graduated a major cycle in your life, and you're reaching a point of divergence into a new dimension where new stories can begin to play out in your life. And dimensions, again, are you ascending into a higher frequency. Now, these are about the synchronicities that bring you here, okay? It's about things that are going to be unfolding in your life, and your timeline is going to be speaking to you, and you're relating to your timeline from a deeper coherence, right? It's like you're not just intellectually processing your experiences, but you're actually seeing that your heart is revealing to you around what is aligned with this version of yourself that you're now embodying. And everything is serving in your expansion. When you felt disconnected, you've experienced certain tower moments that have woken you up. I'm hearing it's like literally the law of accident, where that struggle was not a detour. Instead, it actually became divine recalibration. And it feels like you're recalibrating internal alignments within yourself in regards to how you want to navigate, handle, and move through this construct. And that's literally leading to the external beginning to realign itself and mirror your internal recalibration, and it's reconfiguring itself around you. So this is what I'm seeing. It's like I'm seeing like a filter. It's like you are a mass filtration system, okay? And I'm seeing you're filtering through maybe like the characters that have played parts in your stories, the stories that have played out, and instead you're just seeing everything as vibrational and energies, and you're clearing up dense debris where you cannot really unsee something that's been exposed to you during this time. You know, it's like you see energies very, very clearly. You see everyone else as a light being as well, another version of yourself, but some are still operating under the veils of Maya, which is really about the illusion of separation. And these are still deities that are lost and sleeping in matter, and there's something about you're a deity who's woken up within matter, right? And now you're stepping into Leela, which is divine play in your own creation. And it's about the experiences that you're choosing to create moving forward. And if you're creating from that place of the unconscious, or you're consciously co-creating your experiences. And I'm hearing you're being very selective. You've entered into a timeline where you get to be very selective in regards to whom and what you choose to direct your life force towards. And if it's aligned with the place that you've now found yourself to be in. And this is like an embodiment. So this is how you're moving gracefully and truthfully as you become one with these cycles. It's like you're stepping into a new cycle within yourself. You're stepping into a new timeline. And it's not because the external has changed, but literally your awareness has. It's like the same experiences, but your awareness has completely shifted. You know, it's like, for example, it just reminds me of like the Truman Show, where if you haven't watched it, you know, it's this guy that's basically born into this system, this matrix, and it's designed to keep him asleep inside of the game. and all these other, characters in his story are serving as a catalyst, leading him to this great awakening. And one day he has like a huge tower moment where he hears something from someone else and it sends his mind into new dimensions, which are just new frequencies. And his awareness can no longer return back to the old form. He's become now aware of something where even if he wanted to, he now knows better. It's like a head and heart coherence, and it's an unavoidable truth. And it shifted his whole reality. He was experiencing the same everyday experiences that he always had, but he was beginning to look at his life through the eyes of the soul. And there's something about a discomfort that you're really going to be feeling in a comfort zone. And when I say comfort zone, I mean ways of navigating this construct that are familiar to you. You're stepping into a totally unfamiliar way of being where you're literally becoming unrecognizable, not just to those around you, but to yourself. But I'm hearing a paradox, because you're also recognizing your true self now more than ever before, because you're removing unaligned ways, or ways that are unaligned or incongruent with your highest possible, I'm hearing, response. And how you choose to respond is almost a responsibility moving forward. Okay, there's something around your response, even your internal response and the way that you process these experiences is something subconscious that you're becoming aware of, you're bringing into the forefront, I'm hearing, you're bringing into your conscious mind. And reality is responding to your response. It's responding to your internal state of being. Your internal vibration is informing matter. And matter is reconfiguring itself. And I'm hearing animating itself to align with what that response is. And it's funny because I'm seeing like judgment is like a huge one, where we try to separate or compartmentalize ourselves from another, and it's a survival response. But there's something around like you're seeing someone who's casting judgment and then you're calling them judgmental, but it's just revealing, and it's a mirror of where you're separating yourself from another. And there's something around being able to just unconditionally accept everyone as they are, not try to change or impart anything on them, but to shift and change the way that you perceive this reality. But that's the message, guys. That's the message. This is confirmation that you're not navigating this construct like everyone else. You're not mirroring these wounds. There's a reason why you feel like you're an outsider looking in, or you have an outside perspective, because you're zooming out. And I'm just seeing you summon new things into reality. It feels like you've graduated a major cycle and you get to experience this world through new eyes. That's what it feels like. And they're telling you to get curious right now. Get curious around the people that are about to enter into your experience, the opportunities that are about to collapse through space and time and reveal themselves to you. Get curious about these different, I'm hearing turning points and timeline shifts, because there's new experiences, and based upon your response, even internally, is going to dictate. Your response internally is going to dictate what timelines you're eligible for. That's what it feels like. Anyway, I'm gonna love and leave you right there. I hope that this message has given you everything you need to hear at this stage in your journey. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Personal reading details also down below. And until next time, bye.